Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I want to talk about the episode titles and synopsises for episodes 17 and 18, and also sort of talk about the release schedule for those episodes as well. The Walking Dead is returning in 37 days. That's really just right around the corner. I'm really excited for these episodes. And so obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get more Walking Dead content like this. It does seem like we are going to be getting 2 episodes on October 2nd. I can't remember exactly where I saw that confirmation, but I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it, and it seems like on AMC Plus anyways, we are going to be getting 2 episodes on October 2nd, so that's going to be episodes 17 and 18. But if you look at the cable release schedule, I think episode 17 is airing October 2nd, with, episode 18 airing on October 9th. So it's going to be the same thing as Tales of the Walking Dead, where, the premiere on August 14th, we were able to, I guess we watched the first episode a couple days before, but basically we got 2 episodes pretty much around the same time, and then the cable viewers only got 1 episode, right? And then so we were always still a week ahead, just like before. So that seems to be the case here with the final 8 episodes here, and so I don't know what that's going to mean for the finale. Are we all going to be watching the finale, or at least those of us who have AMC Plus, are we going to be watching it a week early? I know I've been seeing some people say that, no, they got confirmation that they're going to be airing it at the same time on cable or whatever, but, I haven't seen anything officially announced yet, so I don't want to be saying that and then it ends up not being true, because as of now, it seems like we're going to be 1 week ahead of schedule for most of the season, and then maybe they hold off that finale for an extra week, so people who have watched AMC Plus, or who have watched The Walking Dead AMC Plus, they'll have to wait 2 weeks in between episodes 23 and 24, which is totally fine. For me personally, I really do support the idea that all of us can watch The Walking Dead end on that night. I really do support that. I think it would be absolutely amazing for all of us to experience the final episode together, because as of now, with Tales of the Walking Dead, I haven't really put that much focus in, watching the episode at nighttime and doing my usual reactions and stuff on Twitch. But with The Walking Dead, I usually do that because I am really, really excited about that show, and, just because of the characters and stuff. And it would be really amazing to be able to do that with you guys for the very final episode ever. I just hope that, I hope it works out that way. But as of now, I haven't seen any official confirmation out there. So I'm just kind of saying that, since we don't have that official confirmation, I just think that as of now, we just have to kind of, be wary of that, because it's possible that a lot of us are going to be watching it a week early, which is really going to suck for spoilers and stuff like that. But when I think about it more and more, I have faith that they're going to hold off on that episode and we're all going to be able to watch it at nighttime on Sunday, November 20th, 27th, or whatever the hell it is. So we do have the episode title for episode 17, and it is titled Lockdown. It's directed by Greg Nicotero. I see this here from Kirsten Acuna. She actually says that the episode summary for The Walking Dead 11/17 is first of all, it's titled Lockdown, directed by Greg Nicotero, and written by Julia Ruckman. The synopsis reads, Daryl and Negan rush to the Commonwealth to stop Hornsby from going after their families. Pamela deals with protesters demanding justice for Sebastian's crimes. Mercer needs Rosita's help to fight a swarm. So this is, first of all, just to talk about the synopsis before we get into episode 18, this is actually pretty terrifying, and it does make me, kind of scared for some characters, because we're in the final 8 here. Really, any character can die at this point. And so you look at the first part here, Daryl and Negan rush to the Commonwealth to stop Hornsby from going after their families. I mean, that's terrifying, because you're going to have the Commonwealth go after them. And I guess, I don't know if he would just get rid of them, or if he would just use them as bait, basically, to lure Daryl, Maggie, Negan, and everyone basically to them, right? Because I don't know what would happen to them. I don't know if they would just, I don't know the whole, law system and stuff like that there at the Commonwealth, but obviously absolutely horrible things would happen to them. And so it's a terrifying thought. We know based off of the trailer, though, that Hornsby does get captured. So right there, that tells us that at least they do sort of prevent it a little bit. I don't know to what extent, because maybe Lance Hornsby does make it back on time, but there's some sort of thing with Carol. I don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but obviously they do succeed here to some extent, right? There could be some big deaths, but they overall somehow sort of succeed here. And then it says Pamela deals with protesters demanding justice for Sebastian's crimes, and yeah, we saw that. There was a sneak peek about that already, where we saw Carol and Judith talking, and Carol sort of looked out the window, and you see all the protesters and stuff like that. So yeah, she's dealing with all of that. Mercer needs Rosita's help to fight a swarm. So right here, they're introducing the fact that there's going to be this Walker horde approaching the Commonwealth, and we know that that Walker horde is going to be hitting the Commonwealth just because of the teasers and stuff like that. Like, it's going to be there. And so I'm wondering, I mean, the exciting thing about that too is like those walkers might be the walkers that are able to climb walls and stuff. So, and they can also kind of run a little bit, at least based off of the season 1 walkers, because the season 1 walkers were able to turn doorknobs. They were able to sort of run a little bit, because if you remember that scene with Rick and Glenn, you know, they started to run towards that fence and they actually climbed over. The walkers behind them were starting to run a little bit as well. They weren't as fast, obviously, but they were moving faster. And then they obviously climbed up that fence and stuff. So if that's what they're dealing with here, yeah, that's going to be terrifying. And so I think this episode is going to be the perfect sort of transition premiere episode from part 2 to part 3, just based off the synopsis. I can totally see what they're doing here. They're picking up where they left off with Daryl and Negan trying to rush the Commonwealth to save everybody from Lance Hornsby. You know, Pamela's dealing with some of the protesters and stuff from what happened in episode 16, but they are also introducing this new threat, which is going to be the walkers, climbing walkers and stuff that we're going to really see here in part 3. And so, yeah, I'm definitely, for this episode, I'm really, really excited. I mean, I just can't wait for The Walking Dead in general. It really sucks that we got to wait another 37 days, but like, I guess it is gonna, like, I say 37 days, but the thing is it's like, it's really only another 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks from now, we're basically, 3 weeks away until the premiere? And then it's going to feel like it's not even that far away, right? There will be a lot more teasers, a bunch of stuff's going to drop and whatnot. And so, yeah, I'm mostly just kind of waiting for then. Really, once we're a month away, like September 2nd, September 3rd or 4th, 5th, around there, once we're within that month until the premiere, that's where it's going to be. I'm going to be super hyped. Now, in terms of episode 18, I thought there was a synopsis for this episode, but there actually is only a title. The title is A New Deal. It's hard to say what this means because it's a very general title. Like, you know, do the Commonwealth make a deal with some characters and there's like this new deal to, I don't know, but the only thing I could really see that makes sense just based off of some of the footage that we've seen is that maybe there's a new deal that happens between Mercer and Negan. The thing is, Mercer's on our side, so I don't really know what kind of deal would have to be made here. If anything, maybe it's actually related to Lance, because, yeah, you know what, I'm going to say that probably makes a lot more sense. I think in 17, maybe towards the end of the episode, he actually gets captured by Daryl, and then maybe in 18, there's a new deal that has to be made with Lance, where maybe they use him to be able to get to Pamela Milton, right? Because in the trailer, he does say, like, if you're going to go after the Miltons, like, that's, you know, that's rough, basically. Like, they're a power. Like, it's, you don't do that. People don't do that. They don't go after the Miltons. And so maybe there is a new deal there to be made with Lance, which would be kind of cool because Lance was such a great character in part 2. It would be really cool if in part 3, they started to use him a little bit more like this, where, you know, he's not going to be on our side. There's no redemption arc here. And I'm not even like suggesting that at all, because there's just no way in hell they can do a redemption arc for that character. Like, especially after what he did to Oceanside, there's just no way. I know people really like him, but like, he's done some really horrible things. He's killed a lot of people. I just don't see Lance having a redemption arc, especially at this point, you know, in the season and in the show. Like, there's just kind of no way. Maybe he doesn't die. Like, maybe there's a chance he actually does live, and then at some point, you know, they can deal with the Pamela and Sebastian situation, and maybe Lance just ends up in a cell, right? Like, that's possible, but I do think they're probably going to use Lance in some way to get at Pamela Milton, because I haven't really seen any new footage of Lance at the Commonwealth. Like, there really hasn't been anything where we see him interacting with Pamela Milton, and again, we're not going to see everything from part 3, but there really has been no indication that he ever makes it back to the Commonwealth. We just see the Commonwealth with him, like military. It looks like they're going after Daryl, Maggie, Negan, and everyone else, but it doesn't look like they ever make it back there. So I think that is likely what happens. They likely capture him in 17 or maybe even early in 18. But yeah, that's all the news for now. I do have to get to a Q&A. The Q&A I did was from a couple days ago, so I do have to get around to that and actually release it. Everything's already all edited and stuff. I just gotta finish up on some things and then I'll release the video. That should be out later on today. I also have to get around to The Last of Us because that new teaser trailer came out. That's what happens when you take a couple days off. Like, if I never did, if I was still working on stuff, I would have caught up on this stuff. I mean, as it was happening, right? I would have did a video on Last of Us or last Sunday when that teaser trailer dropped. There's also House of the Dragon, which I do want to cover a lot, but I still have to watch episode 1. And so I'm going to catch up on that here for episode 2 and stuff like that. And then we'll talk about that weekly. Like, honestly, I may even even focus on that show a little bit more than Tales of the Walking Dead. I'll still do my reviews for Tales of the Walking Dead. There'll still be those discussions, obviously, but House of the Dragon is a show I'm really, really excited about. So I may have to focus on that a little bit here. And then there's obviously Lord of the Rings as well, which is premiering or just next month, really not that far away at all. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming here. And yeah, I mean, it's a good day to be a fan of all these shows and stuff. Like, you know, to have The Walking Dead on right now, or it's going to be on right away, you know, at the same time as House of the Dragon, at the same time as Lord of the Rings and stuff. Like, it's going to be such a fun next couple of months, honestly. But yeah, make sure to post your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.